Alright, what is going on guys? It's Tazz here, and welcome back to the channel. Now that Comic-Con is over, and we've finally gotten some new information as well as some teaser trailers for the new seasons of Flash, Arrow, and Legends of Tomorrow. While we didn't get a trailer for Supergirl, we did get some new information on Season 2 of that show. So what I want to do in this video, guys, is just give you guys my opinions on what's going to be happening in the new seasons of these shows, as well as some predictions, and just going over the information that we learned through the teaser trailers and from the Comic-Con panels. So without further ado, guys, let's start talking about these shows. First off, let's start talking about Flash. Now, Flash is going to be the most important show out of these four for the new seasons of these shows, just because of the crazy thing that happened at the end of Season 2. Now, Season 3 of The Flash is not going to be completely Flashpoint, but at least I would say probably until either the major 4-night crossover right before the mid-season finale, or the mid-season finale is when they're going to be wrapping up this Flashpoint arc in the new season. But Flashpoint is definitely going to play a big role in the new season, like while it's happening, as well as after Barry is able to fix the timeline, hopefully. But yeah, like right now they've given us some new information on this, so it's definitely going to be a huge alteration from what it is in the comics as well as the animated movie. Like, obviously they're not going to be able to bring in Batman or Aquaman or anybody like that. They're not going to be able to bring in some of those big movie characters, but it's going to definitely be a lot different for the TV show just because of all the limitations, but it's still going to have a giant effect on how the world of the Flash is. Like, it's going to be completely different than we knew it in Season 2 and Season 1. So, as you guys should know, if you did watch the season finale for Season 2, the Flash did go back in time and he saved his mom from being killed by the Reverse Flash. Now, this just completely changes the entire Flash universe as we know it. So, instead of Barry Allen being the main Flash, it's actually Wally West, Kid Flash, that is the main Flash of the present day. And he is basically doing everything that Barry did as the Flash, but just the Wally West version of the Flash character. And it seems like there's going to be also a new speedster that Wally West has to go against. I'm not sure if this is going to be Wally West's Reverse Flash or just another speedster, kind of like Zoom was for Barry last season, but we're going to have to wait and figure out about that. But also, the Reverse Flash is going to, it seems like he's going to play a kind of a big role in this, because definitely with especially the line at the end of the teaser trailer where he was like, "Oh, who's the villain now, Flash?" It was just pretty cool to see that they can keep the Reverse Flash as just a complete recurring villain throughout the last 3 seasons that they've done of the Flash, which is just pretty awesome. But there's going to be a lot of alterations. Barry's parents are still alive now, which is nice for Barry, but it will be difficult for him to live with this new timeline after he realizes everything is completely different. Like, Cisco runs Star Labs, and Star Labs isn't Star Labs, And I'm not sure though if Dr. Wells is going to be there. I have a theory that probably what's going to happen is, at least for the first part of the season, it's going to be the actual Earth 1 Harrison Wells, because there would be no reason for the Reverse Flash to have, killed him and taken his identity, because that wouldn't have happened until after he killed Barry's mom. But since he stopped that from happening and locked him up in the cage, it seems like there's a big possibility that the Earth 1 Harrison Wells that nobody ever knew from Season 1 or anything, that was actually Eobard Thawne. He's actually just going to be the normal Earth 1 Harrison Wells for a while, and it's definitely going to be pretty cool to see. But yeah, this season of The Flash looks like it's going to be pretty awesome, so now let's move over to Arrow Season 5. With Season 4 of Arrow being definitely one of its weaker seasons, the new trailer for Season 5 makes it seem like they've bounced back and gone to, I'll put it in the words of what the dude that plays Green Arrow, Stephen Amell, what he's been saying with all the Comic-Con panels and things like that. He's saying that Season 5 is going to be more of a back-to-basics kind of thing, and that makes me think we're going to get more of a Season 2, Season 1 type Oliver Queen. Like, he's not going to be the murderous Arrow from Season 1, but he's going to be the more, I would say, more Batman-y, kind of brutal Green Arrow that he was in Season 2, which is definitely going to be pretty awesome. And so it definitely seems like there's going to be hopefully a lot better fight scenes and a lot more brutality, I don't know, on Arrow's part, sort of, you know, hopefully shooting a bit more arrows than than he was in season 4. But it definitely seems like season 5 is going to be pretty awesome. So Oliver and Felicity seem to have to be putting together a new Team Arrow after Team Arrow splits up at the end of season 4. Diggle goes back to join the military, and Thea just kind of quits being Speedy for a bit, and I think that she's going to be sort of helping Oliver in the mayor's office, but not helping him fight crime, you know? So it's definitely kind of difficult for Oliver Green Arrow to sort of just go fight crime on his own, so Felicity kind of influences him, I think, to kind of make a new team, kind of pushes him to make a new team made up of Mr. Terrific, Wild Dog, and remember the person that was trying to sort of impersonate Black Canary, not really impersonate, but kind of dressed up as Black Canary after she died. She's gonna actually join the show as Artemis. Artemis was from Young Justice, so I'm not sure how close the characters are going to kind of be as far as like how close their costumes are going to look, or how close like the character wise they're going to be, but she's going to take up the Artemis mantle, which it's pretty cool to be adding all these kind of Young Justice characters, having Artemis on Arrow, Kid Flash on the Flash, and it's just pretty awesome. Speaking of the Flash, at Comic-Con it was confirmed that Flashpoint definitely will affect Arrow, but just not as much, obviously, as it is affecting the Flash, and the character on Arrow that will be affected the most by this sort of Flashpoint change will be Diggle, which is definitely pretty awesome to see. And also, speaking of Diggle, Diggle is going to be getting a new helmet this year, which is definitely pretty awesome. I didn't really like the first helmet that he had. I mean, it was definitely pretty awesome to see that he kind of had a helmet or a mask, or, you know, just because for the first couple of seasons he was just sort of going out as Diggle, but now he was just going out as Spartan with his new helmet and everything like that. But it didn't seem very practical, you know. It didn't seem like you could see out of it very well or anything, but it's definitely pretty cool, and it seems like the new helmet's going to be definitely better than the original, which is awesome, and it's pretty cool. Hopefully we're going to see how Diggle is affected by Flashpoint. I feel like maybe it could kind of, I don't think it's going to really change like his personality or anything. I just feel like it's kind of going to change, maybe it will change like how he sort of, I'm not really sure, maybe it'll change like, maybe it'll possibly change the fact that he will go into the military, you know? Like, maybe he'll start off the season in the military, but once, like, Flashpoint kind of changes and everything, maybe he will be right back with Team Arrow, you know? Maybe he would have never left. So that would be pretty cool to see. That's just a little theory there, but who knows? Hopefully this new season of Arrow will be pretty cool. Also, the main big bad, the main villain of Arrow season 5 will be, what's being said is it will be sort of somebody that the Green Arrow creates through all of the killing and stuff that he's done in season 1. So sort of somebody that is coming back to bite him at the end, you know. So my thought for this is it could possibly be the guy that we saw at the end of the trailer, kind of like, you know, killing the dude with the sword that thought he was Green Arrow, but we'll just have to wait and see. So far, Season 5 of Arrow seems pretty awesome, so let's move over to Legends of Tomorrow Season 2. At the end of Legends of Tomorrow Season 1, we were able to see some pretty awesome stuff. We saw the Legends finally kill Vandal Savage, and they thought that everything was all nice, even though they did lose Captain Cold, unfortunately. They were happy that they sort of finished the job. They killed Vandal Savage, they were able to defeat the Time Masters and everything, and now they sort of have to kind of patrol time as almost like kind of time cops, you know. But when they were in, I think they were in present day. Yeah, when they were in present day, they saw this other Wave Rider crash down, and it was Our Man, or Rex Tyler, from the Justice Society of America, which is pretty awesome. So this whole season 2 of Legends, is going to sort of be a Justice Society of America versus the Legion of Doom, which is pretty awesome. I didn't know too much about the Legion of Doom, so I had to kind of look up some stuff. But it seems like the Legion of Doom is basically like the evil Justice Society, and the Justice Society is basically just a different name for the Justice League. Just they're going to be a past version of the Justice League. So and sort of like how they're having the main Justice League in the movies, they can't use the same Justice League title, so they have to use the Justice Society, which is definitely pretty cool that they're able to be using these crazy superhero teams and stuff like that on the TV shows, which is definitely pretty awesome. But this season is going to be Justice Society versus Legion of Doom, and the Legion of Doom is going to consist of 4 crazy evil dudes, one of them being the Reverse Flash, the Eobard Thawne Reverse Flash, which is definitely pretty awesome. Then we're going to get the Dark Archer, or Malcolm Merlyn, and then we're going to get Damien Dark, which is pretty awesome. I thought he was kind of cool on Arrow, and then finally we're going to get something that was definitely really surprising to me. We're going to be getting Captain Cold as the 4th member of the Legion of Doom, and now you guys might be thinking, well, he's dead, but it's a time travel show, so anything is possible. But there's also a possibility maybe Captain Cold could even be maybe a version of him from a different Earth, but we know Earth 2 he's Citizen Cold, so that it's definitely not Earth 2, but there's a possibility maybe he could be the metahuman Captain Cold, but I'm pretty sure he's just a version of Captain Cold before he became a legend and things like that. So he's definitely going to be sort of the evil version of Captain Cold. If they take him out of the timeline more from like right when he gets his cold gun, he's definitely going to be a lot more evil than if they get Captain Cold sort of from like the season 2 area of the Flash, where he was sort of kind of realizing that maybe he shouldn't be like super evil, like he stopped killing people. Well, like the Flash had to make a deal with him in season 1, sort of like towards the end of it, like, okay, if you don't tell people my identity, you can still sort of, do your stuff as long as you don't kill people, So it's going to be definitely interesting to see what version of Captain Cold they get for the Legion of Doom, but who knows, maybe they might eventually, the Legends might be able to sort of turn Captain Cold back to the sort of anti-hero that he was. But we'll just have to wait and see. It's definitely shaping up to be an awesome season for Legends of Tomorrow Season 2. Justice Society is definitely really awesome. We're going to be getting some new Legends, some new members of the Justice Society, some crazy recurring characters, and it's just really awesome to see that they're doing these crazy superhero teams. So let's move over to Supergirl. Even though there was no actual footage or trailer or even a teaser shown off for Supergirl Season 2 at Comic-Con, we still were able to learn some new information from the Comic-Con panels as well as the interviews and stuff like that they had at Comic-Con. So first off, obviously, Supergirl is going to be moving from CBS to the CW. This has already been confirmed for a while now, for the last few months and everything like that, but I just decided to sort of just throw that in there just in case you guys didn't know. It was moving over to the CW to be with Flash, Arrow, as well as Legends of Tomorrow. So they do have 4 main superhero shows on that channel now, which is definitely pretty awesome. With Season 2 of Supergirl, we're definitely going to be getting a lot of cool things. So we're definitely going to be learning who is in that pod that we saw fall out of the sky at the end of Season 1, which is definitely pretty awesome. I have absolutely no clue who could be in there. But let me just take a stab in the dark. Possibly, I feel like they could have maybe the Superboy clone. I don't know, just because they're adding Superman in as sort of not a series regular, but as a recurring character, which is definitely pretty awesome. It's crazy to see that they're actually able to add Superman into a TV show, and this just hasn't happened in so long, which is definitely pretty awesome, because you would think that they would want to keep Superman just for the movies and keep him out of the TV shows. Sort of like they can't really do Batman on Gotham at the moment, because Batman is sort of just a movie character that they don't want to put on the TV shows unless it's kind of like a animated thing, like on Cartoon Network or something. Like with Justice League Action, obviously they can have Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, all those people on there, just because it's not sort of like a live action TV show, But on these shows, it's definitely pretty crazy to see that you're actually allowed to put Superman on the show, which is pretty awesome. So now we're gonna have 3 costume superheroes on Supergirl. We're gonna have Supergirl, obviously. We're gonna have Martian Manhunter, as well as Superman. So it's gonna be definitely pretty cool to see all 3 of them fight together. I'm definitely excited for that. But it seems like this season is going to I would say probably go around, have a lot to do with Cadmus, definitely, because they were sort of hinting towards that at the end of Season 1, kind of sort of figuring out more about Cadmus. I'm sure Supergirl's going to need Superman's help, definitely Martian Manhunter. They need their help to sort of get to the bottom of this, figure out what's going on at Cadmus, and everything like that, which is definitely pretty cool. Unfortunately, that's just about all I know for Supergirl Season 2. There was some information at Comic-Con, like I said, but since there wasn't any trailer and there hasn't been really any crazy news like they've had for Flash, Arrow, and Legends and everything, there won't be too much information on Supergirl Season 2 at the moment, but it seems like it's going to be definitely pretty good because it's moved over to the CW, and Supergirl will be able to sort of participate in more crossover events and things like that, especially the crazy 4-show crossover that's going to be happening. I think it's going to be episode 8 of every show. That's going to be the main 4-show crossover, which is definitely going to be pretty awesome to see. It's going to be before the mid-season finale break, which is definitely pretty awesome, so we're going to be getting that this year. And it's just pretty crazy to see how much the DC TV universe has sort of expanded over the last few years. I mean, I haven't always been watching these shows. I honestly just started watching last year, but I mean, I've watched every episode of every show. And it's just pretty awesome to see how crazy the universe has gotten for these DC TV shows and everything. So yeah, that's just about all the information I know on all these shows. I just sort of wanted to put that out there, sort of give some predictions of my own on these new shows. But yeah, that's just about it for this video. Tell me what you guys think about this down in the comments. Which show are you most excited for coming back this year? Which show do you think is going to be the best this year? And sort of give me your thoughts down in the comments below. But until next time, guys, it's been Taz, and I will see you guys in the next video.